Welcome back, trainers. So we have the first community day of 2019 announced, and that is going to be Totodile, which wasn't a big surprise, right? We already knew they're going down the line. So as you can see, I also have my buddy Krogunk here, and I just can't wait to get Toxicroak because it's going to be pretty fun to have. It's also a cool looking Pokemon and one of my favorites personally. Plus fighting and poison type, two of my favorite types mixed together. It sounds perfect. Look at him. I love that animation. So that's going to be nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details about this so we can see what's going on here. So it is in the game if you go ahead and go to the news. And we have it right about here. So mark your calendars for January Community Day featuring the water type Pokemon Totodile during the second week of January. So just make sure you have the correct time. By now, I'm assuming you know when it's going to start in your area. And let's see what we have for the features here. Totodile will appear more frequently in the wild. And I do have a shiny variants of it, so the one on the side here is its shiny form. Lure modules will last up to 3 hours, as we've seen every time community day comes in. All right, so we're also going to have the evolve after the community day for 1 hour. So once the event has ended, you will still have 1 hour to evolve that Pokemon into Feraligatr to receive the community day move. Now they do not say what it's going to be, but possibly it's going to maybe Hydro Cannon, because, well, what did we see on Typhlosion? Blast Burn, just the same as Charizard. I mean, it's a great move and it's going to be amazing for PvP. We're actually going to go over that. Is it going to be good? We'll discuss that. And personally, I think, yes, it's going to be amazing. It has some tankiness to it, kind of like Blastoise. And I do believe it has a bit more attack. So actually, it has a lot more attack. So we'll go over that. And then we're also going to see the incubators having 4 times effectiveness. Now, regarding the whole incubator and the eggs, make sure you have everything cleared out and hatched beforehand, and you want to incubate them right as the event starts, not right before. Make sure it has already started and you've seen a Totodile or two, and then go ahead and incubate those eggs. Otherwise, you're not going to get that effectiveness if you had them incubated before the event started, all right? So possibly stock up on their 10Ks, maybe even some Alolan eggs, because we have that new shiny coming out of there. So play with it, have fun with it, and let's go ahead and check out Totodile and see what we have going on. And let me recap on what you've been seeing on this video. So that Cyndaquil, I actually tapped on it. It was shiny, as you've seen, but my Go Plus went for it. And every time you put a berry onto it and it says error, well, that means it either caught it or it ran away. And yes, it ran away. As well as the Sinnoh Stone evolutions. Pretty nice. I was lucky enough to collect quite a few of them in the past few days. So I did a couple of evolutions, and you're going to see the next one after this. I decided to go with another Rhyperior for another league, because it is actually pretty good. Now this is going to be very interesting. Let's take a look at these stats as you've been seeing on the screen here. Blastoise and Feraligatr side by side. And as far as what is Feraligatr going to learn for the community day move, well, it's going to get Hydro Cannon. I can guarantee you that. Well, not guarantee you, but more than likely, because what did Typhlosion get and Charizard? Both Blast Burn. How about Venusaur and Meganium? Both Frenzy Plant. So I think it's going to follow suit. So let's take a look at the stats here, because it's a very big deal. Blastoise is amazing in PvP, and anybody else who tells you otherwise just doesn't really know what they're talking about. All right, so if we take a look at Feraligatr, it's going to have a max CP of 2,857, attack 205, defense 188, and stamina 198. Looking all right, pretty rounded. Now if we go over to Blastoise, let's take a look. Max CP 2,466, attack 171, defense 207, and stamina 188. So Feraligatr does have more stamina. Blastoise has more defense, but Feraligatr is winning by far in the attack stat and as well as the CP. So you'll be able to use this in the Ultra League as well as the Master League if you so choose to do so, if you go up against people who don't want to use legendaries. Although, if they use a full team of legendaries, you can still sweep them easy with non-legendary teams. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at their DPS cycle to see the big difference in how Feraligatr is almost keeping up. Alright, so we do have the Feraligatr to the left and Blastoise to the right, like we had with those other images. The Feraligatr with Waterfall and Hydro Pump is going to be sitting on a DPS cycle of 17.48. Okay, that's pretty good. And then if we look at Blastoise with its Community Day move and Water Gun to charge it up even faster than Waterfall would charge up a Hydro Pump. So Blastoise is sitting at 17.57. It is just barely 0.10 faster, better I should say, than the Feraligatr. So once this does receive its Community Day move, it's going to be way better than Blastoise. Now, if we take a look at the defense stat for the Feraligatr, 188, and then the defense stat for Blastoise is 207. The less defense you have, the faster your charge move is going to go up. So Feraligatr is looking kind of nice, guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Feraligatr's moves, and you might even start considering this for PvP right now. It has Bite and Waterfall for its quick moves. Waterfall is going to be a massive damage output move for a water type attack. With Stab, Bite is going to be charging up your charge moves extremely fast, getting that energy quicker with that lower damage. Alright, and then for its charge moves, we have Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Crunch. So, oh man, this thing is already stacked, and it doesn't even need a Community Day move, although it's going to be amazing to have it on it. But let's see here. Ice Beam, 2 charge bar move. Crunch, 3 charge bar move. Mixed with Bite? That's a very devastating attack set. Trust me, those crunches are amazing in PvP. So, it looks like Feraligatr, guys, is going to be, I'm not going to say better than Blastoise. It's going to still have its usability. But this one is going to be doing a lot more damage output for sure. Blastoise is going to be able to stay in the fight maybe a little bit longer, take a few more hits, possibly, but you know, Feraligatr is still looking fantastic. And as far as moves are concerned, it's looking better than Blastoise, okay? Water Gun is probably one of the best moves for PvP, and I've seen people say, no, it's not, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I think so, and I know a lot of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about and agree. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a Water Gun, but it does have Waterfall and Bite, and then Ice Beam. So when it does get its Community Day move, say, obviously, you'll have Hydro Cannon, you can go with Crunch or Ice Beam for that grass coverage, and Crunch to just keep tearing their health apart as well as their shields. So Feraligatr, guys, is looking like an A+. Get excited. If you don't have candies, I highly recommend that you start walking them. Walking one of them, obviously when the Community Day comes around, you'll be able to catch plenty of them and get a lot of candies. Make sure you use your Pineapps and all that stuff. We'll have more guides as the day gets closer. I just wanted to give you the heads up for Feraligatr for Community Day. Final answer, absolutely amazing. So don't miss out on this. You're going to want one. Now, this is mostly for PvP. This whole discussion is for PvP. Now, if you're going up against a raid or something, it's actually still going to be better than Blastoise. It's going to be still putting out more damage. So technically, it's going to be good all around for whatever situation. So Feraligatr, guys, A+, get ready, get hyped. It also looks amazing as a shiny, and it's just a cool looking Pokemon. I'm excited for this one, so get ready. Alrighty, so for my longtime watchers, you may have noticed the return of Kakuzu making a comeback to the channel. He's been pretty busy, so I was able to hang out with him, and this is, as a matter of fact, his second PvP match, and he didn't do bad whatsoever. And the first match was pretty amazing as well. He had some unique Pokemon, so look forward to more battles between me and him. So it was good times, and as you can see, the game is frozen here. Not always is it Pokemon Go that is being buggy. Usually it can be your service provider, in which this case I think it was. We had a lot of snow. It could have been interfering with the towers and all that stuff. It was the middle of the day. It could have been a lot of people on their phones just clogging up the servers. Anyways, so if you were running into issues on the game, just be patient with it. I understand it's a PvP match. You want it to work perfectly and flawless to make sure everything is fair. It's a brand new feature. Just bear with it. They'll get around to fixing them, I hope. Say we roll around a year or something like that, and we still have some bugs within PvP, the same ones when it was released, then you may have a bit of concern, but I'm pretty sure they'll work on it for the most part. The Alolan weaknesses, I'm not too sure what's going on with that, if they're going to fix that, or if it's a visual only. I'm pretty sure it's not, because the Alolan Ninetales was taking very, very little damage from Steel-type moves. It was not very effective, and it wasn't even putting on much damage. Because it could say not very effective, and it just could be a text glitch, but it's not. It wasn't doing much damage whatsoever, so I come to believe that it's actually not doing the damage that it's supposed to. Anyways, just wanted to make sure you understand that. So if you go up against anybody using Alolan forms, kind of be wary and think what their original types are and go for that weakness. So the regular Muck, he's weak to ground and psychic types. So that's what you're going to use. The Alolan Muck is only going to be weak to ground, resisting psychic because it's dark type. And that's what makes him so amazing. So just keep that in mind. Alright, trainers, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be catching you all later. Take care.